What's up, guys? This is Charlie Brown. I'm here making my first YouTube video. Gonna give it a shot. I enjoy playing these games and thought I'd share it with y'all. So, we're in a game called Railroader, as you can see. It's still in early access, so there are, a few bugs here and there, but for an early access game, it's really well done. I mean, really well done, I think. The developers definitely, hats off to them for sure. We're just gonna start a new game. We have a game already started, but we're just going to start a new game so we can go through the tutorial. I think we're just going to call this Charlie Brown Railway. If I learn how to type. Railway Company. And we'll just do CBRC. We're going to do company. East Whittier, start. That's the only one you have to choose from. And we'll just name this YouTube or save. That way I know which one I'm playing. We'll hit start. Now it's going to send us through the tutorial. I've played this game quite a bit before. I actually found this game last year, courtesy of another YouTuber, content creator. His name is Kerbo. If y'all haven't checked his channel out, you should definitely go check his channel out. He makes really good content, plays a bunch of different games. So yeah, let's get started. So number one, we'll start with the engine operation. Now, I'm not gonna read all this stuff out loud. I figure if y'all want to read it, you can pause the video, read it. It's up to you. I know a lot of people's not gonna enjoy, probably won't like the way I play, because I don't treat games as simulators and I treat it as a video game. I just like to relax and enjoy it. So we'll just run through the tutorial real quick and you can see all my settings here. Hopefully this comes out good on y'all's end. I'm not real sure because I've never done recording or YouTube videos or anything. I'm gonna do my best to edit and all that, but like I said, I've never done all that, so y'all just have to bear with me on my first video. Walk forward, left, back, right, jump, and you turn yourself around. We gotta walk to the switch stand, looks like. I'm just gonna run over here. I think the developer's done a fantastic job with this game. I mean, the attention to detail and everything. We'll just click that. The sounds. So hats off to them, really. I hope they continue to develop. I know they're getting ready to come out with a Maintenance Away update at some point that they've been teasing forever. It's going to tell us to go to the overhead view, yeah. Back to first person. So it wants us to go to our running engine. That one is not running. That's later on in the tutorial. Y'all can hear the dynamo. Alright. I'm just going to use some keys for some of these. This is Shift H for the high whistle. Oh, it won't let me use the keys. Just kidding. We'll release the independent and get this thing moving. Alright, so it's wanting us to pull the roster up. And we'll select it. Now it brings up out in the bottom left. I like using this to drive a lot instead of the first person. Alright, so bring that down. There we go. So it wants us to fill this thing up with coal and water. We're just going to put our view on the loco. So let's release the independent and move up to the filling station up here. I think the sounds are really well done in this game. Alright, we'll open the hatch, and you saw me click on it earlier. And it just automatically fills. As long as it's lined up, it'll automatically fill. As you can see there, I'm just going to fill it up. And we'll get our coal. As you can see, it says the hatch does not need to be open to fill. It's just a visual thing. For my sanity, I just do it. We'll put that back, close the hatch up, and move forward, get some coal. We're just going to ease forward a little bit. We don't have to move far. Now you click on that, bring it down, and it'll fill with coal. Alright, raise that up. Oh, it doesn't like the fact we didn't line up with the coal. Not quite to the arrow. Alright, we already filled it up. It recognizes it. Just telling us about the way bills. It'll ask us to turn them on in a second. You'll see them in a minute. Alright, so company window is right here. Look at locations. There we go. Now it's wanting us to find the hopper. It's back here in the interchange. This is what they call the interchange back here. This is where you'll pick up and deliver cars every day for your customers. We'll just go back by hitting 0. And which, to get to that car, we're going to have to switch these back. Switch that back to normal. Switch this one to reversed. And this one to reversed. Alright, we'll head back to the hopper. Got to set the unload destination. I'm going to go ahead and start this loco up. As long as we You know, to go in reverse, you actually have to put it in reverse. Those of you who didn't know that. Alright, so it's going to set the unload destination. It's here. We're going to unload East Whittier coal, which is right here, actually. And then loading. It's the interchange where it's at now, which it's already loaded, so we don't have to worry about that just yet. Once it empties out, we'll have to bring it back there, and it actually charges you to load it. Now, what's talking about the overlay? I'll show you. You hit tab. Don't mind the console. And if you just hover over it, it shows you where it's at. Once we connect to it, we'll just actually stop here because I think it's going to tell us connect. I'm going to use WASD to move the camera around and the mouse. But if you just hover over it, you see the highlighted area up there. You know, right behind where we just loaded the coal. That's where this is going to go. So, and I actually messed up. We got to be on this end. That's what I get for trying to talk and do this. So, we'll just follow the engine. We'll run it around the other side. It's an easy fix. Just come up here and run down this track. Switch that to normal. We'll put this in reverse actually this time. We'll go ahead and turn this down so we can get moving. You can see it puts our company name on the tenders, which I think is a really cool detail. We're going to use the J key to actually turn our headlights on. That's already set, right? That's normal. Stay straight. Passenger car and the caboose, that'll come later on in the tutorial. Gonna put on a little brake here, start slowing down. A lot of brake, I should say. Alright, now we can couple to the hopper. This is one of the things that, you know, I find. I play another game, Derail Valley. A lot of y'all already know about that, but this is what I wish Derail Valley had, was our American couples. Still a very fun game though. Alright, we'll go to the first person. Let's hook everything up. I could have done this from third person view, but we're just following the tutorial. Now you just click on these to connect them, and then you click and hold and turn these. You can also shift click and it'll automatically open those. Alright. I forgot. It's gonna teach us how to oil. I had previously played this game and gone through and opened everything up. I had shut the oiling off because it just got tedious. And I'd forget to do it. We got that. And this is where it's talking about the hitting tab, seeing the overlay, seeing where it goes. Alright, we'll hop back in here and get this thing moved where it needs to go. I think we'll do a little first person action. Alright, we'll switch this switch to reverse. And we'll back in here so we can put the car right over here in this spot. Use Q and E and to lean out. We just need to get past this front switch here. That should be good right there. Hop out and go throw it. I always found the running like super fast, you know. You hold shift to run. Now we don't have to worry about filling with coal or water. It automatically does all that. That's one of the reasons I like this game. You know, it's less stuff to worry about. We can actually drive the train. So it's not a full-fledged simulator, but it's more of a logistics simulator, I think, because you have to take care of customers, deliver cars. We're going to go to the outside view so we can get lined up here. Hit 9 to go to the in car. It don't have to be perfect, just has to be in the car has to be touching inside the highlighted area a little bit. So since we only have one car, we'll center it up on here on the unload spot. Alright, so once it's apply the handbrake, it says close angle cock on the front of the car, or the engine I mean. So we'll go back to first person. We'll do this in first person. Just step off sideways, or forward I mean. Oh, it's not enough gap, so let's go off this way. Just hop right off, you know. We'll close this angle cock. It says there's no need to close the angle cock on the hopper. In fact, we want to let the brake line empty as this will apply the brakes. We'll go ahead and release it. We just clicked on that. Now this is another visual thing. It doesn't matter if these are open or closed. It'll still offload into your storage. Alright, we'll back out away from it. Not sure why the tutorial's not going. I've never had this issue before. Unless I didn't close this all the way. Oh, yeah, it didn't recognize that I closed it. Yep, open the cupboard, move back. In a few days, once you burn through the coal in this hopper, it'll be time to order more. So as you can see, there's 48 tons in here now, and there's two. Our storage only holds 2. So as we use coal, it'll empty out this slowly. All right, equipment repairs and derailments. That's the fun part. We get to learn how to re-rail. Open the engine roster here. As you can see, it says it's derailed. As y'all can see over there. It says equipment can derail when going too fast for the track or when colliding with other equipment or a track bumper. I'm not sure exactly what happened here. Not sure how you could be going too fast. Let's turn these off by hitting tab. Not sure you can be going too fast right there. You know, it's pretty short track, but I'm sure there would be a story behind it. So it wants us to move this engine over there. So we'll get that done. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep all this in real time or put cuts in here. I haven't decided yet. Y'all can let me know if you want cuts in my future videos if I do end up making them, if these get views. You know, I'm not looking for views. I'm not looking for people to subscribe. I'm just doing this as a hobby. I do have a full-time job. Like I said at the beginning, you know, I just thought I'd share this with y'all for those of you, you know, who don't play these games or aren't able to. I mean, I could see going too fast for this curve, but I don't think he would be all the way down here. Alright, we'll hold up here. And once it's go back to first person, once it's re-rail, you gotta walk alongside it here and hit Shift R. I thought it was Shift R. I have to get a little closer. Yep, I just had to be a little closer. There, that one's re-railed. Alright, let's get hooked up. Hit 9 to go to the back. Just speed up about 2. That's usually what speed I couple at, 2 or 3. Down here in the bottom left, you can see if I apply the independent, just my locomotive, you can see this is my loco and my tender. This is the other loco and tender. Since it's white, as you can see when it's white, the brakes are released. I'm just going to hook up the lines just so we have brakes on it if need be. See, now if you apply the train, here I'll show y'all before we, if you apply the train brake, it's only going to go to your train. So once you hook up the lines and you apply the train brake, it still goes to your train. I'm an idiot. I may cut that out. I was thinking this train had brakes. I guess it doesn't. As you can see, the difference between damaged and undamaged. I really like that visual. Alright, we'll switch that. While that's moving back, we'll go ahead and throw these switches to make sure we're going in the right way. It wants it in this bay. Hit 0 and go back to our local. Alright, so now once it's uncoupled, we'll do it in first person since it is inside the shed. It's a little hard to get the camera. Just jump off here. Close that one, uncouple. Alright. So we go to our locations. It's already set to is the repair speed. You can turn the repair speed up, but it does cost more. Quite a bit more. We'll just do $50 a day. We don't need it repaired right away. As you can see, it's at 70%. That's how long it's going to take. So it'll be repaired tomorrow. We won't need it right away anyway. Now, this is the repair parts. Flying for the shop. It wants us to set the destination on it. So unload would be East Whittier repair track, which is right here. So you can see right here and over here. So the load section, same as the coal car, be interchange right there. Which, as you can see, it's both them tracks. Alright, now it wants us to do the passenger service. So we need to go back and couple that, which I think I'm going to couple the caboose up to it as well. There's really no real use for the caboose as far as I know. Oh. Let's try going forward instead of pushing him back further. We're going to apply the handbrake and get him to stop. That was my bad. back here and make sure these tracks are aligned for the passenger car. Said 2 or 3. That's usually what I couple at. Alright, we'll do the shift click, because as you can see, the angle cock on this passenger car is actually up underneath this platform. It can be a pain to get to, so we'll just shift click and it opens it up. And like I said, since I don't have a real use for the caboose, I'm going to go ahead and hook it to the back of the passenger just for looks. Alright. So now it wants us to go to the East Whittier station. It's just up the track here. Release the train brake, get this thing moving. We'll keep her about 25 headed up there. Hold shift and hit 9, it'll move back to, it'll just move single cars, or if you hit 9 it goes back to the very back. It also works to 0 to move forward. You can see this is our passenger car, Charlie Brown Railway Company. Same as the caboose. And you can customize these numbers, color the lettering, color the cars. You can do all sorts of customization with them. There's key bindings for these controls. Now I just find it easier to use the mouse. See, once again, I forgot to check the oiling. These should all be 100% though. They're not gonna sabotage you. These won't be, because we've been using this train. The oiling does go down over time. We haven't used it enough to actually use any oil, but we will. I forgot to check that switch, which I know it'll be aligned properly because we haven't come through here. It's not the main track, so it's going to be aligned properly. All these switches are. Alright, so it wants us to stop in front of the station. It's telling us, you know, long, long, short, long whistle. We'll just throttle down, hold shift. Alright, we're at the station. So I want to set up for Ella. we'll just go into passenger and click Ella, and it'll start automatically loading passengers for Ella. If you get close to the station, you can see how many passengers are waiting. If you click on it, you can see how many passengers are waiting for each destination. Since we only have the one town opened up, one place, as you can see Ella, I don't have any of this track done. That's later on in the game, or this track. We'll probably be heading out to Bryson. I like going that way first instead of Silva. But we'll see. Y'all can leave your comments. Let me know. Right now, there's no passengers waiting, because once they are waiting, they'll show up. There's no people in game to fill up the car. I'm sure that's later on. Like I said, this is in early access still, but still very well done. So now it wants us to head towards Ella. Just straight out. We'll get going. And I'll probably see you over at Ella. I'll probably put a cut in here. That way y'all don't have to sit there and just watch the train move. We're still on our way to Ella, folks, here. I'd bring you back in for some first-person action. We can open up this door and these windows. Give our person a little air. Or lean out. And lean out and look down the track. As you can see, the speed limit here is 30. Wanting us to keep it 30 or below. Most of this track is 35, but there is this corner that they want you to take it 30. Which, with the new maintenance away update coming out, we'll have to start remembering, keep the speed limit if we're not using the auto engineer, that is. Because going too fast on the track will damage it, from what I understand. We'll start slowing up. We're coming up to the station. It's around, not around this corner, but the next corner. Or the next left-hand corner, I should say. You can probably see it. Or see the... Dang, if I can get this camera straightened out. Sorry about that. S for station. Alright, we'll start slowing down here. Getting ready to stop at Ella Station. See Ella. Alright, now we'll wait for the passengers to get off, which they'll start going down here in a minute. You can see they're starting to offload now. And we'll look here. Looks like there's 25 people waiting to go back to Whittier. So if we click on Whittier, once these people get off, they'll start loading for Whittier. Tells us to wait, but you can do it previous before you get to the station. Because if you're using the auto engineer, letting them drive this the passenger train, they'll automatically stop where they need to be. They'll offload, reload, then you can set their destination to go back. Alright. So they do have timetables, an advanced feature. They're not going to cover in the tutorial though, unfortunately, because it would, we can read up on them in the guide. They do have a guide up here, right here. Click on timetables, and you could read on them, learn how to use timetables and stuff. I don't use timetables. It's more than what I want to do, because you got to set up the train with the crew and all that good stuff. You got to put it on that schedule, and it'll automatically do its thing, do what it's supposed to. Alright, so it wants us to run around the train, hook onto the back, looks like. We don't have to. We can just back all the way up, either way. So we'll look at our freight options before we do all that, apparently. So this is what I mean by logistics. It's talking about setting up the customers. So it wants us to establish a contract with at least one customer in the locations tab, which we're in Ella. So the farm supply will set up a contract with them, tier 1. That's all we can do until we unlock, more tiers. We'll set up these customers next day. We're not going to set them up right now. Alright, so I will get around to the other side of this train, and I will see y'all back at Whittier. Alrighty, folks, we're back. We're just coming into the East Whittier station here. We're gonna drop these cars off here. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this loco as a dedicated passenger train or not. I haven't decided. So we'll just bring her to a stop right in front of the station. Right now we still need this loco to get our other one pulled up to the fuel station. I was going to show y'all something I find a really cool detail is these clocks. If I can get the camera right, there we go. You can see the clocks actually work. I think that's just a really fun detail that they added to the game. So we'll get this disconnected. Now it's past some time, is what they want us to do. We're going to get this loco back to our repair station. We're just going to leave these here. As you can see, they're already offloading, almost done offloading. Give her all the beans here. People made $26, 26 people, dollar fare. That price does go up the higher tier level, I think you are. Not 100% sure on that. That's not the real money maker, I don't think. I think the money maker is the commodities. But it's just a fun little side thing you can do during the day. You can have a train running by itself using the auto engineer feature. That 25 is for that track there. Like I said, we'll keep around 25 while we're driving. Because this track here, I think is 35, if I'm not mistaken. There's a sign for East Whittier. I know next we'll be doing the log cars, getting those taken care of. But I just want to get back over here, because we're going to end up needing to be over here anyway. Go make sure our junctions are set correctly, which they should be all set, since we just left here, which they are. They're all set for the track here, this track here. But we'll have to pull this one out, pull it up here to get it loaded full of coal and water. So we'll just stop short of this junction here. Start braking, bring it to a stop. There we go. Alright, so it wants us to sleep until the interchange is serviced, which is at 6 a.m. If you click on it here, you'll see next daily service, 6 a.m., day 2. It's 20 hours away. Or, yeah, 20 hours away, roughly, 3 minutes. You could schedule a service for today by clicking on that, but it does cost you money. If I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've been in the game, even though I have played it before. We'll just click on the clock, sleep till the next interchange. That advances time till 6 a.m. the next day. It does have a, day-night schedule. Doesn't have dynamic weather yet. That's still to come. Alright. So, if we use tab section, as you can see, we got a couple cars delivered. Just magically showed up going to Ella. So we got to run those to Ella. And as you can see, it's talking about how dark it is, which we already have our headlight on. So we're going to run back, hook up to these, and run them to Ella. I know this video probably going to end up being a little long. I'm going to try to do some cuts to shorten it out. But I just wanted to go through the tutorial, show you all the tutorials so y'all have an idea of what we're doing. So we'll just take this track here, down the side, let's wire on this one. Because we could switch to this one and run down that way. But this just, it's all the same. I think the lighting is really well done in this game. Guess we're taking this track. I forgot to switch it. Alright, we're getting to the switch here, so we'll start slowing down. So we need to go the other way and hook up to them cars so we can take them to Ella. Some of you may wonder why I'm not hooking them to the back. I'm going to switch the headlight to the front using the J key. I know the proper way would be to hook them to the back so you can see where you're going and stuff. We're the only ones on the track, so we don't have to worry about it. Worry about any other traffic. This way I don't have to run around them in Ella. We can just pull straight in and drop them off. Once we get hooked up, we'll have to remember to change our junction up there at the station here in East Whittier, since we came from the pasture side. Alright, we'll get hooked up here. Alright, so this car is going to have a handbrake. Generally, the first car is going to have the handbrake on at the interchange when they come in. We need to check the oiling. See, that's at 82%. We'll just click and hold. Fill them up. Yep, 68%. We'll just oil our loco. It's at 96, and our tender, both 96. Like I said, don't use a lot, but it's a nice touch. Alright, so we know it's going to Ella, so we'll shut these tabs off so we don't have to look at them. And we'll get going, headed that way. I may put a cut in here and bring y'all back in when we get to Ella. May bring y'all in and do a little first-person driving action, but it's still dark. I know that I've heard that the videos are a lot darker on YouTube, so I know this may be a little dark. I do apologize for that. Once we get these spotted, I'll advance time if it hasn't gotten brighter yet. I think we'll turn our headlight on again. It's not super bright right there. Let's go ahead and go check our junctions while that's... I'm going to turn this. We have different options for driving. Road is just to maintain a certain speed. You can turn forward and reverse, maintain a speed. You also have the auto engineer. They auto drive. You can tell them where to go or what to do. So we know all these junctions are good. We know the junction up here at the station is going to be set for straight. So we want to go around. We're going to run around the pasture. And that'll put us on this track to bypass it. So this is why I wanted to be on the back end, because you have to push them in. It's just easier just hooking up on the back end already over there instead of running around them back here. You know, it's not a full-fledged sim where you have to do it the proper way, like the whistles. You don't have to whistle if you don't want to. Let's pull these past this switch so we can change the direction, push them in. So as y'all can see from hovering over this, that's where they're going. As you see, both these are loaded. They'll be unloading these. It's not an instant thing. It'll take a few days. Once they're unloaded, then they'll have us come back, pick these up, take them back to the interchange. So once the interchange is serviced the next day, they'll disappear and give us some new cars. Now when these tracks have cars on them, from what I learned in my first playthrough of this game, is you don't have to, but what I like to do is I like to pull the ones that are there out and then put the new ones in, so that way, because they unload them in order, the oldest ones first, and that way I don't have to move them around and everything when I'm coming to get them. Alright, so we got $140 for those two cars. Not bad. Higher tier levels, more cars you move, the more money you make. Pretty simple stuff. So all this just telling us everything we, those of us who played this game already know. Like I said, y'all could pause the video and read it if you want. I'm not going to read this stuff out loud. Y'all don't want to listen to my voice all the time, I'm sure. So we could sell equipment. We could sell all our locos and stuff, but we're not going to because we do need them. So we do have the options for a loan, so we can buy more equipment right away, or we could just build money over time. Tells us what we've made each day. We can only get a loan up to 1,000 or 22,000, I mean. So as of right now. So the auto engineers, what they're talking about. Let me disconnect all this. I'll show you what they're talking about there. I'm not going to worry about a handbrake because once we disconnect the air escapes, it'll apply the brake. So the auto engineers, I really like. You have the yard. You can go in reverse, tell them to move back a half a car. The auto engineers do use the whistles. And there's half a car. Now I like using this, the waypoint system. Kerbo, the YouTuber I was talking about, he named the AI Al Ingram. You just click on set waypoint and click on the spot where you want him to go, and he'll automatically move back. He'll change the switches where he needs to go. All that good stuff. We're actually going to change the waypoint for this track, so that way we can just go straight out. So now we know what we're doing, and we can hit finish, and says thank you for playing Railroader. We get closed. We're done with the tutorial. So we'll just stop here. Appreciate y'all watching, and I'm gonna probably try to get this video out. That way I can get comments, feedback from y'all. If y'all want to see me continue to make YouTube videos or not. You know, I know I'm not great at it, but like I said, just figured I'd try to learn. But y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching.